We see mastery all the time. That perfect jump shot, a flawless magic trick, right? But what if I told you the real genius isn't in the action you see, but in the hidden psychological game that makes it all possible? That's what we're going to dig into today.
I mean, at first glance, what do these three guys even have in common? You've got one of the greatest to ever play basketball, a performer who literally creates illusions for a living, and a martial arts legend who completely changed the game. They seem like they're from different planets. But here's the thing, the thread that connects them is incredibly powerful. Every single one of them became an absolute master of psychological influence. They didn't just get good at their craft, they learned how to get inside their opponents' heads. So how on earth did they do it? Let's break it down. Okay, so first up, we have the art of invisibility. And no, I'm not talking about an invisibility cloak. This is about making your actions so incredibly efficient and so direct that they seem to come out of thin air, leaving your opponent completely flat-footed with zero time to react. Right, so how do you actually do that? How do you make an action invisible? Well, you have to strip away every single ounce of wasted motion. You make it so pure, so direct, it's impossible to see coming. The whole secret is getting rid of the tells. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got a telegraphed action, like pulling your shoulder back before you throw a punch. That's a warning sign. It's a tell. It gives the whole game away. But then, on the right, you have Bruce Lee's legendary 1-inch punch. There's no wind-up. It just explodes from his core. It just happens. Kobe Bryant's fadeaway jumper, same idea. It wasn't just a shot. It was designed to create so much space that it felt like it came from nowhere. It was psychologically impossible to guard. And that idea flows perfectly into our next big principle. If invisibility is about hiding the action, misdirection is all about controlling your opponent's focus. The classic art of making them look over there, while the real magic is happening right here. And nobody does this better than magicians. And trust me, it's not just random distraction. It's a super precise 5-step psychological process. First, you have to arrest their attention. A sudden sound, a sharp movement. Then you direct that focus somewhere very specific. You have to captivate them, make them genuinely curious about what you're pointing at. That's how you compel them to look exactly where you want. And that gives you that perfect little window to control the moment and pull off your move. And once you get it, you start seeing this principle everywhere. A quarterback's play-action fake, that's pure misdirection. It freezes the defense for just a split second, and that's all he needs. Heck, even in a conversation, if you ask someone a direct question, they'll look you in the eyes. In that instant, their focus is completely off everything else. It's a fundamental tool of influence. Okay, but what happens when you can't rely on a pre-planned move? See, mastery isn't just about executing a perfect trick over and over. It's about what you do when things go wrong. And this is exactly where those rigid, by-the-book systems just completely fall apart. And of course, Bruce Lee said it best. This quote is basically his entire philosophy. He saw rigid martial arts styles as a kind of prison. For him, the true master isn't like a rock. They're like water. They can flow or they can crash. They adapt their form to fit any container, any situation. And this slide just nails the difference. On one side, you have a rigid system, like this piece of terrible dating advice telling you to do some slapstick on a first date. Can you imagine? It's a fixed script that has zero to do with the actual human being sitting in front of you. But on the other side, you've got adaptable flow, something like active listening, which is all about responding to the reality of the moment. One is doomed to fail, and the other, well, that's how you actually create a connection. And that's the key word right there, connection. Because it doesn't matter if you're in a fight or a conversation, being able to adapt and genuinely connect to the other person is a huge, huge advantage. It shifts everything from a one-way performance to a two-way dynamic. It becomes a dance. Active listening is basically Bruce Lee's be like water philosophy, just applied to how we talk to each other. You empty your own agenda, you stop thinking about what you're going to say next, and you just try to understand. And the science shows when people feel truly heard like that, they feel more connected. It's an unbelievably powerful way to build real rapport. And that real connection, it has obvious signs. When someone is genuinely interested, they aren't following a script. They make time for you. They engage in active communication. They listen, they remember details. And yeah, they even show a little vulnerability.
These aren't tricks, they're just the natural results of an adaptive, genuine approach to another person. So, how do all these pieces, invisibility, misdirection, and adaptation, how do they all come together? For that, we gotta turn to the ultimate case study in the mindset of mastery, Kobe Bryant and the Mamba mentality.
So back around 2003, Kobe was at a real low point in his career. So what did he do? He created a psychological tool. He created an on-court alter ego called the Black Mamba, inspired by a deadly assassin from a movie. This allowed him to build a wall in his mind, to completely separate his personal struggles from the focused killer he needed to be on the court. At the absolute core of the Mamba mentality was one word: obsession. Not just passion, not just liking something a lot, but a complete and total dedication to the details. He understood that greatness isn't a part-time gig. It requires a level of focus that, let's be honest, most people just aren't willing to commit to. And that brings us to the final piece of his mentality: fearlessness. But it's not about the absence of fear. It's about seeing failure, a missed shot, looking bad, being embarrassed, as nothing more than data. It was just the price of growth. See, true masters don't get fixated on single moments. Their eyes are always, always on the long game.
And that brings us right here to the final thought. Kobe Bryant, Bruce Lee, the world's greatest magicians, they all found something that was worthy of their total obsession. They embraced invisibility, misdirection, and adaptation in their relentless pursuit of it. So the only question that's left, really, is for us. What is worth yours?